So Mel, obviously, how good is it back in Rockhampton and teaching the youth?
I'm excited. I don't do this all that often. My cousin and I, Leanne Wilson, we started a company, Regional Economic Solutions, about 15 years ago to work with young people, but obviously with governments and corporates as well. So just around cultural agility and leadership programs. So it's exciting. We've been like I said, 15 years old now, and it's always good to come back to Rocky because that's where it all started.
How many of these things you have a year? And you said it's 15 years, so obviously many hundreds, if not thousands of these meetings.
Yeah, no, we do quite a bit. It's been really good. We've got a lot of government contracts and private enterprise as well. This is a bit more unique. Coming to Rocky with the local decision makers here in Rocky, and wanted to put a little program on for obviously some of their participants in their program, so which is exciting. We'll do one a week definitely, right across Australia, whether it's in Perth or Melbourne or Sydney or predominantly in Brisbane and up around the regional areas of Queensland.
The youth we have here today are the youth leaders, whether they're involved in soccer, netball, rugby league, obviously, but it's people who, the youth, the younger ones will look up to them and learn the correct way how to be and how to do things and how to attend things, how to not attend, but how to
live their lives. Yeah, exactly. We do a lot of stuff through storytelling. Obviously, I was brought up, born in Bundy, lived, come up not too far away from here, down in Monte as a young kid. Always not quite sure what to do in life. Found out I want to be a policeman, and then fate took over from a rugby league point of view. So you never know where life takes you. So it's like we're calling this program Finding Garmu's Darumbal Bidjara word for water. So water flows and goes off in different directions, different streams, and there's challenges and there's hurdles you have to overcome through life. So I've experienced those types of hurdles, so managed to come out the other side. So from those experiences, we tell our stories, and hopefully, the kids of today, they can grab hold of something that from that storytelling, and that's going to, put them on the right path. Well, resilience is thrown around a fair bit now in life. You've got to have that. You've got to have that trait. You've got to have a competitive trait in life to do anything. If you've got a purpose, you've got to have a why. You've got to follow that why, that passion that you have. And there's always going to be hurdles. That resilience comes in, but I like to call it resourcefulness. So I like to think that we can give them tools that enables them to not only be resilient. When resilience means get back up and walk forward. It's more about what do you do next. So find a way forward, keep walking forward, keep making sure that you find solutions regardless of the challenges. So if you keep that positive mindset, that optimistic way of thinking, you'll find a way. I think everyone works really hard and very positive in their demeanour, always finds a way.
Obviously, they're all good-looking bunch of little kids, and they're obviously students, I suppose, and some are working. But it's good to get a good roll of students who want to come along and advance themselves, isn't it?
Yeah, it's motivated. That's before you even start talking to them. They're motivated to do something, to make a difference in life. And I think that's really important. Make a difference in their own community. That's a good start. It's really important, though, you get to understand who you are as a person. Understand what are your strengths, what are some of the things you need to work on. I think they're really crucial in the development of yourself, and I don't think we ever stop developing. I think we always grow. We always got a yearn for learning, becoming better people and better community members. When you get to someone like my age, it's all around legacy. That's why I've taken on the Perth Bears. It's not about me, it's about what I can hopefully offer the WA community, hopefully offer our great game of rugby league, and leave it in a better place than I found it 12 months ago. So that's what keeps me getting out of bed every day. Why that purpose is really important.
So what's the story about today? What are we getting the young youth leaders for the next 2 days, sitting down at a round table and noting what we need to do and how to move forward?
Look, it's really exciting. We're investing in our young people. We've got a great group of young First Nation leaders in our community, and what we're doing for the next couple of days is just sitting down and talking about what leadership is, talking about the basic life skills, and then learning about why we're here, why do people look at First Nations people the way they do, and addressing some of those issues.
And obviously, is the gap getting narrow, or not doing anything? What's your thoughts on the gap? Are we narrowing the gap down a bit now after all the years we're trying to get moved forward?
The gap's always going to be there. We know it's there now, and that's what today's about. It's about sitting down, talking about the gap, understanding why the gap is there, and then addressing it. Because we tend to always jump onto fixing the gap. Hey, we need to fix this gap, but we need to understand why the gap's there, and that's what today's about.
And so, what are some of the is it scenario-based stuff, or just roundtable discussions, or how do you attack a situation like this?
Look, a lot of our 2-day conversations will be around storytelling. With the training that we roll out, and we roll out this cultural agility type training all around the country, and we do it through storytelling. Storytelling is really important because it's the way we've done it as First Nations people for 60,000 years. So we'll do it through storytelling and music, which I'll throw in there as well.
And I suppose obviously the student, how many students or participants pick, because some are still school leaders and some are in the employment force?
Yeah, look, they're all really good young leaders. Some are still at grade 11 and 12, and some are in the workforce that are doing really great. We've got second and third year apprentices that are leading hands on projects around the state. So it's a follow-up program. We did this about a year and a half ago here in town, in Rocky. And this is a follow-up program to that, so it's just been good to actually watch these young leaders' journey.
And will the participants get up and have their chance to talk and discuss their things with you?
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of our discussions and storytellings happen around a yarning circle, and that's a very ancient protocol that we've done for a long time, our people, and in that process everyone gets a chance to speak and voice their thoughts, and it's again, it's just a way we all get to know each other as well.
And I suppose at the end of the day, once the conference is finished, like this bus goes, do you hope that these students will go and go onto their group of friends and their mentors, that the people who look like to mentor them, can convey the good message?
Absolutely. It's so important investing in our leaders, because our leaders are the ones who influence. We'll spend a lot of time around learning our circles of influence, and the young people that we've got for 2 days, their circle of influence are a lot bigger than any of us facilitating. And that's why these sessions with young people are so important.
And I suppose obviously with our First Nations people, with any sport that you can get at, a lot of time a lot is just natural to sport. And have we got some sporting leaders in there?
Oh, absolutely. We've got some. I think every kid in there can throw a footy better than what I can. We are in the heartland of rugby league, and we're extremely lucky to have someone like Meninga sitting in a room mentoring young kids, and myself for the next couple of days.
And obviously, having Mel on board, like to you and I, he's an icon. But these young ones really know how good and what Mel Meninga means to Queensland Rugby League.
Absolutely. Again, being in the heartland of rugby league, we understand the importance of sport. And the thing about sport too, it brings us together. People don't see colour in sport, and that's the beauty of it. And to have someone like Mel, who's a super coach, the Australian coach for a long time, and the Queensland coach for many years, so to have someone like him is truly incredible.